Hello and welcome to this tutorial for mentors on Jomo 24/7's support site. Today I'm going to talk you through producing articles on Jomo 24/7, from drafting to editing and approval. Let's get started. First, let's log in and go to the dashboard to look at writing your first article. For more information on your dashboard, watch our Dashboard and Messages tutorial. The most involved process in being a mentor is writing your articles and getting them approved. But don't worry, it's still very simple and we are here to help. We have included some advice in this tutorial, but we will always also provide this via our feedback. It's up to you whether you write your article first in a word processor, such as Microsoft Word, and then copy and paste your content, or whether you write it directly onto the Jomo 24/7 platform. For the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to copy and paste content which I have already produced. Let's click Create New Article. Add the title of your article here. When deciding what topic to cover in an article, thinking of questions potential clients might have is a great starting point, especially if your experience means you can answer that question better than others. Using a question as your title will mean clients looking on search engines such as Google for help with that topic are more likely to find your article and therefore you. Writing things in the way search engines like is called search engine optimization, or SEO. My article title is going to be Are You ISO 9001 Ready? Next, you can see it says featured image, but no image is selected. Your featured image will appear at the top of your article and next to it whenever your article is linked to. So try to use images that are relevant but are also eye-catching if you want your work to stand out. You can either drag and drop to add an image here from a folder on your computer, you can click Select Files, or you can click Media Library to see images you have uploaded before. Select the image you want to add. Make sure you add alternative text, title, and caption if appropriate. This not only improves accessibility, but helps search engines to categorise the image more accurately, again to help with your rankings. For example, my image alternative text is ISO 9001 Visual. I will update my title to match this so it's easier to find it if I need to use it again. I don't want a caption for this image, so I'll leave that blank. The next step is content, which is basically the rest of your article. I'm going to paste my content, then change the formatting after. You can see it mentions changing the formatting of headings to headings. The default format is paragraph. Formatting headings correctly teaches search engines how your article is structured, again making it more likely to appear to your potential clients. To change some text to a heading, highlight the text you wish to change, then select one of the heading options from the drop-down. We like to set the article introduction to H4 and subheadings to H3. The rest of the article will usually be the default paragraph setting. My article has a section which would be easier to read as bullet points. Select the text you wish to convert to bullets and click the bullet button to do so. All of these formatting features work the same way. I also have a section which I want to stand out. So I'm going to change the formatting to help with this. I'm going to use H5, H6 and italics, like so. Never use H2, H3 or H4 to do custom formatting like this, or it will be hard for search engines to read your article. I am happy with my formatting now, so let's move on to categories. Jomo 24/7 updates and tutorials are articles produced by us. And Mentor Spotlight articles you probably already know about, so I'm going to select Uncategorized for now. As the platform develops, more categories will appear here to make it easier for our users to find relevant articles. Select any categories that you think your article fits into. We can always change this afterwards in our feedback. Similarly, select any tags which are relevant to your content as they appear. If you want to suggest a new category or tag, let us know either via message or in the feedback. I am happy with my article now, so I could click Submit Article for approval, which would send it to a member of our team for review. Instead of doing this, I'm going to click Save Article as a Draft so I can show you how our drafting works. If I go back to my dashboard now and click Work on Drafts, I can see my article has now appeared here. I can either edit and resave it as a draft or submit my article for approval. So let's double check we are happy with everything. Click Edit and Save Article as a Draft. As you can see, I can see all of the information I have just inputted, but there are now two new sections. New feedback, which says no, and a feedback box, which has no content in at the moment. I will explain more about these boxes shortly, but for now, let's save as draft. We are happy with our article, so let's click Submit for approval. The page has now changed to no articles to display, as my article is no longer a draft. This article has now been sent to a member of Team Jomo 24/7, so we can make sure it's optimised for search engines. This means when potential clients are looking for advice, they are more likely to find the advice in your article, and therefore you and us. We will review against the advice I've already mentioned, plus against advice Google provides to make sure your article has the best chance of reaching and appealing to potential clients. If we review your article and it's good to go, we will publish it on the site and let you know when it is live. However, we might have some feedback which you'll need to action before we can publish. We will message you if that is the case. To see any new feedback, go back to the dashboard and down to the Respond to Feedback widget. I can now see my 9001 article has appeared. Click Edit and Save Article as a Draft to see your article and the feedback which has been provided. As you can see, my article now says New Feedback, Yes. This feedback tells me I've spelt the word procedure wrong and that I should add QMS before implementation in the section How does my business implement ISO 9001? Once I have seen my feedback, I have two options. I can change the new feedback option to no, then click Save as a Draft. If I do this, the article will then return to my drafts for me to work on as explained above. I will still have the feedback there as a reference for me to work towards. However, as this is only a couple of quick changes to make, I'm going to use the other option. If I make the changes now, before saving as a draft, and leave the feedback as yes, when I click Save as Draft, it will still appear in this list. Now I can submit article for approval. If there's any more feedback on my article, it will follow the same process, with extra feedback added underneath the feedback that has been given previously. You can also add your own comments in the feedback box if you need clarification or help. Just make sure to preface your comments with your own name to make that clear to Jomo 24/7's team. Sometimes you may want to make changes to an article which has already been approved and published on the site. To do this, go to Edit your published articles. This process works very similarly to working on drafts or articles for which you have been provided feedback. Just bear in mind that once you have made changes and saved them, your article will no longer be published and available on the site. It needs to be reapproved by a member of our team first. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this tutorial. Speak to you soon!